Shalom, Israel. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahshua Rakatha to the brothers. Yahweh Shamar Al-Thum Ba'Shem Yahshua to the sisters. This is ISUPK. Start off in 1 West Harlem, 125th Street under Commander General Yohana. And since 1969, we've been teaching the truth about the Bible that the Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the chosen people of the Bible. Today's Brotherhood Class Tuesday. Let me give it up for the Lord. All right. So right now we're going to do part three of Mathew's chapter 18 verse 21, part 3, and we're going to get directly into it. So right now I'm just going to give you a backstory on what I'm breaking down for Brotherhood class is about Joseph and his brothers. The things that that been happening. They had unbrotherly things towards Joseph. So right now, the backstory is that we're going to start with Genesis chapter 37, verse 25. We're going to start there to continue this. Read, Baba Shah.
The book of Genesis, chapter 37, Salakia. Chapter 37, verse 25.
Right.
And they stayed down to eat bread, and they lift up their eyes and looked, and behold, a company of Ishmaelites came from Salakia.
Gilead.
Right, Salakia. Gilead. With their camels bearing spicery and balm and myrrh, going to carry it down to Egypt.
All right. So now this is Joseph's brother. This is right after when his brothers cast him inside a pit, and they decided to sit down and eat bread. Where they did this and did this horrific thing to their brother. They sitting down and eating and laughing at their younger brother. This is their younger brother that they're doing this to. Right there, they're not even thinking about his well-being or anything like that. They out there just eating and breaking bread, and while they're watching these Ishmaelites coming by. Read 26.
Verse 26. And Judah said unto his brethren, what profit is it if we slay our brother?
Stop right there, Salakia. And Judah said unto his brethren, what profit is it? Now this is Judah. This is Judah right here. This is the so-called African American. This is Judah. So Judah is, talking to his brother, and he's saying like he said unto them, what profit is it to it? Read.
If we slay our brother.
If we what?
Slay our brother.
If we slay our brother. So he's saying, what he's saying, and Judah said unto his brethren, what profit is it if we slay our brother? He said, what profit is it? He's saying, what we get out of it if we just straight out and kill our brother? Read.
And conceal his blood.
And conceal his blood. So they mean to slay his brother and lie about it and cover it all up. So Judah's just, thinking about money. This is Judah always thinking about how I'm going to get paid. Right. How I'm going to get paid. Of course I'm going to sell drugs to that sister that's pregnant. Of course I'm going to sell drugs to her because she's going to go out and get it anyway. Why it will be me? This is Judah. Right. To this day, there's nothing changed about Judah. It's still the mannerisms that, the so-called African Americans have. And this is, this is Judah right here. Because the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we are still, we still got this temperament. You know, we still got this temperament that we have to shake off and follow the laws, statutes, and commandments. So Judah is looking for a prophet. He's not really, you know what I'm saying? He don't have no problem slaying his brother. He don't have no problem. But he would feel a little upset. And also, you know what I'm saying? Also his brothers is listening to him. His brothers listen to him. And guess what? They talking about their younger brother that's in a ditch, messed up, you know what I'm saying? Messed up and hearing everything what's going on. And guess what? Guess what's happening also? They eating food. They eating food. Read that from the top, Abishah.
The book of Genesis, chapter 37, verse 26.
All right.
And Judah said unto his brethren, what profit is it if we slay our brother?
What profit if we slay our brother? You know what I'm saying? What profit is? It's easy to slay our brother. Read.
And conceal his blood.
And lie about it and conceal his blood, to cover up his blood. To cover up his blood. Read. Read 28. 27.
Verse 27. Come, let us sell him to the Ishmaelites, and let not our hand be upon him, for he is our brother and our flesh, and his brethren were content.
So he's saying again, read it from the top. Salakia, sir. Read from the top again.
Genesis chapter 37, verse 27.
Read.
Come, let us sell him to the Ishmaelites.
Let us come and let us sell our younger brother to these filthy heathens, to these filthy Arabs, these Ishmaelites. Let's come in and sell him. Let's get a profit. You know what I mean? Let's sell out our brother, you know what I'm saying, to these other nations, the way the blacks, Hispanic, Native Indians, these so-called leaders that's selling us out today, that's selling us out for profit. You know what I'm saying? Just selling out, you know what I'm saying, to other nations. Read.
And let not our hand be upon him.
So let not our hand be upon him, which means you know what I'm saying? Let's sell him out, but it's not our fault. Our hands is clean. We not, you know what I'm saying? It's a possibility that they could probably slay him, but the bloods won't be on our hands. Read.
For he is our brother and our flesh.
For he's our brother and our flesh. So he's saying, this is our younger brother. This is our younger brother. And you know what I mean? And this is our flesh and this is our blood. This is our flesh and this is our blood. Is it blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians? We don't know how to be brothers. We don't know how to be sisters. We have to be taught again, because we being taught, you know what I'm saying? We've been taught by this oppressor that got his knee on our necks, and we're following behind this oppressor. Everything, you know what I'm saying? Everything what the oppressor is doing, we doing. Where does behavior come from? You know what I'm saying? When we were slaves, we wasn't allowed to kill our brothers and slay our brothers. They won't allow that because we was their property. We learned this, you know what I'm saying? We couldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? All the behaviors that we doing, you know what I'm saying, to this day, we learned it from the heathens. We learned it from our oppressor. We learn how to slay our brothers and sisters. We know how to whore out our sisters. We make whoremongers out of our brothers. And we have no problem with that. We have no problem with that. Long as I make some money out of it. You know what I'm saying? The ends justifying the means. This is the politician. This is the you know what I'm saying? This is our oppressor politicians. This is how they get down. All the dirt they want to do, but at the end, as long as I'm clean. You know what I'm saying? I do dirt so I can live clean. That's the, you know what I'm saying? That's the oppression. That's the oppressor, their mind state. And guess what? We normalize this behavior. We make it sound cool. Right. We make this stuff sound cool. You know what I mean? We make this stuff, I have to do, you know what I'm saying? I have to do dirt. I have to sell drugs. You know what I'm saying? I want to look flossy like the oppressor. I want to kill my own people. Because you learn this from you learn this from your oppressor. You learn it from these filthy heathens. It's time for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to come back to the law, statutes, and commandments of the, you know what I'm saying, of the Most High. This Bible was only written to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. That's what this Bible is written to. And this would teach you how to be a good brother, how to be a good sister, how to be a mother, how to be a father, how to be an uncle, how to be a niece, how to be an aunt, how to be a grandfather, a grandmother, how to be a friend. This is what the Bible would teach you this. But where we learn this from? Where we learn this from? You know what I'm saying? Our mans in them. We learn it from our mans in them that drop a couple of jewels. You know, that drops them a little, you know what I'm saying? Poquito knowledge. Just a little bit. Just a little bit of knowledge. You say a little bit of truth. And guess what? When you turn your back, he gonna sell drugs to your addict mother. That's what he's going to do. And guess what? You know about it. And you know about it. We normalize this behavior. We've been beat down so much that we normalize destroying each other. But guess what? As long as we make a profit, you know what I'm saying? You want to be a rich. You know what I'm saying? Our philosophy, we want to be rich for 5 years, then die out. Long as I was rich for 5 years, long as I profit for 5 years, and then we die out. This is the behavior that we learn from this oppressor.
Right.
This is it right here. This is what our sisters, you know what I'm saying, that will make a profit selling out other sisters. They will bring, you know what I'm saying? Because remember, the pimps don't bring the women into their stable. I'm gonna kick game, you know what I'm saying? Salakia, sir. Salakia, sir. You know, once I was in the world once. And it's not the pimps that bring the women into the stable. It's the women that bring the women to the pimps. They turn the girls out. They make a profit on showing no sisterhood to their sisters. But if you come here in the ISUPK, we would teach you. Go to isupk.com, look up what location that's close to you, and call that number, and we get you right and tight. If you need to talk to somebody, call that number. Call that number. We have prison programs. We have food drive. We take care of our people. That's what we do. That's what we do. And we show our people how to be a good brother, how to be a good sister. We show them by using these scriptures. Salakia, sir. Hold that, please. Let's go to Romans chapter 12, verse 10. We will show you how to be a brother, how to be a sister, how to be a friend, how to follow these laws, statutes, and commandments, and love the Most High. And love the Most High. Because we learning this. We just living. That's all we do. We living in this filthy kingdom. And it's a filthy kingdom. Everything is all good. Go ahead and hold out your sister. She can sleep with 1,000 men, all she want. You know what I mean? You can sleep with your brother's wife if she come on to you. It's all good. Where the brotherhood in that? Where the sisterhood in that? So can I get Romans chapter 12, verse 10?
The book of Romans, chapter 12, verse 10.
Right?
Be kindly affectioned one to another.
Be what?
Kindly affectioned one to another.
When the last time that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians been kindly and affectionate to one another? When? When was this? When y'all was getting money together? Huh? When y'all, you know what I'm saying? When y'all was beating down, you know what I'm saying? When y'all was jumping and beating down your brothers and sisters because they stepped on your sneaker, or she, you know what I'm saying? She said something slick. That's the only time you was kindly because he's your right-hand man, or that's your right-hand sister. And y'all been doing dirt together. Read from the top.
The book of Romans, chapter 12, verse 10.
Read.
Be kindly affectioned one to another.
You have to be kindly and affectionate to one to another. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians got to be kindly and affectionate to one another. You know what I'm saying? Because we're not getting no other place. We're not getting into no other place. We're not getting this. Read on.
With brotherly love.
With what?
Brotherly love.
Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians got to be what?
Have brotherly love.
They got to have what?
Brotherly love.
Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians got to have brotherly love. Brotherly is always synonymous with sisters. Brothers and sisters with love. Love is an action word. Love ain't the huggy, you know what I'm saying? The huggy and the mushy, you know what I mean? The mushy feeling with these Christian Catholic church and Muslim Maz and this Scientology garbage, basura. All of this, that's not love. Love is an action word. You have to prove this.
Right.
You have to prove yourself to be kind, to be kindly and affectionate to one another. You got to prove it. Not only you have to prove it to your brother and sister, you have to prove it to yourself. And if you come in here in the ISUPK, we will teach you how to be kindly and affectionate to your brother. We will make sure that your brother won't fall off. If your brother fall, you're right there to help him. He will fall on top of you. And you will help him up. Read on.
And honor, preferring one another.
And honor. When the last time Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians have honor? Whoever gave us honor? The only people that fit in Romans chapter 12, verse 10 is the ISUPK. We do this. We do this. Salaki, so can you read that from the top, please? Baba Shah.
The book of Romans, chapter 12, verse 10. Be kindly affectioned one to another. Blacks,
Hispanics, and Native Indians have to be kindly and affectionate to one to another. Read.
With brotherly love.
With brotherly love. Synonymous with sisterly. With brotherly love. Love is an action word, not just saying it empty and vanity behind your love. Oh, baby, I love you. Meanwhile, you know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, when she go to sleep, you sneaking out, jumping into her car to go sleep with your brother's girl. That's how you get down. And guess what? She's doing the same thing to you. She's doing the same thing to you. There's no kindness. There's no affection. Not to one another. Not with brotherly love, sisterly love. And read on.
And honor.
And what?
And honor.
Blacks and Hispanic Indians need what?
Honor. You
know what I'm saying? Blacks and Hispanic Native Indians never had what?
Honor.
Read on.
Preferring one another.
Preferring one another. In honor, we should prefer Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians one another. Because that was the only one another we have. Ain't nobody in that corner. Ain't nobody in that corner. Right now, we got a thing that's going on in Yonkers on School Street. The brothers know where School Street, right off of Main. You know what I'm saying? Where the Iska Wright brothers is on. And you know what I'm saying? And we have the projects right there. It's on School Street projects. And we have Blacks, Hispanics, you know what I'm saying? Or Blacks and Latinos waiting for apartments. Waiting for apartments. And they have these, you know what I'm saying? They have these Afghanistan. That's where American was at, Afghanistan, right? They have these Afghanistans going over there and collecting all these apartments where Blacks and Hispanics and Native Indians was waiting for the past, what? The least amount of time is what? 3.5 years? 3.5 years. You know what I'm saying? 3.5 years they've been waiting. They've been waiting for a closet. 3.5 years they've been waiting for a closet. And these people was coming down here and getting an apartment instantly. Instantly, right on top of Blacks and Latinos and Native Indians. Right on top. Right on top. No other nations, you know what I'm saying, is not showing kindly affection to us. There's no brotherly love from these other nations. The only people that we could count on is blacks and Hispanics and Indians, because we are oppressed together. It's not by coincidence. It's not by coincidence. It's not by coincidence that we're being oppressed by the same beast. By the same beast. Now we have to wait even longer, you know what I'm saying, on this waiting list for the projects. You know what they also did? They also renovated the projects. They cleaned up the projects. Put in the new doors, new elevators, staircase, gave it a paint job. Oh, man. Oh, man. For this Afghanistan. Never did it for us. And I'm not looking for the oppressor to do it for us. We could do it for one another. We could take care of one another. We could show one another being kindly and affection to one another with brotherly love, our actions, and honor, preferring one another. And honor. We could do this. We could do this. And we need to do this. You need to go to, like I said, you need to go to isupk.com and look at, you know, and scroll and look for the location closer to you and call that number and get right and tight and get into this body. Because you've been doing it how long? How long you been smoking cigarettes, smoking weed, whoring out your sisters, you know what I'm saying, selling drugs. You've been selling drugs since 85. Don't you think it's time for a change? Don't you think it's time for a change? You've been doing that all your life. You've been doing that all your life. Don't you think it's time for a change? To save, you know what I'm saying? To try to break these habits. And guess what? You can't break them alone. You cannot break it alone. You have to be around some good brothers that will show love. Because love is an action. You got to be around with some good brothers that, you know what I'm saying, that would be kindly and affectionate. That will help you, you know what I'm saying, with those vices that you have. And the only brothers is in the ISUPK. We will hold you down, but you have to fight. Because here in the ISUPK, there's no cowards. There's no cowards. You're going to have to fight. You're going to have to do your clip, put on your hard hat, and get ready for war. That's what you're going to have to do. Baba Shah, let's get back to Salakia, sir, to Genesis chapter 37, verse 27, Baba Shah. Going to have to fight. We going to have to fight. And we can, because we got the Most High. You know what I mean? We got the Most High to have our back. And if we follow the Lord's statutes and commandments, all day, we be suave all day, because we got the Most High. The Most High got us back. Who got your back now while you doing dirt? Who got your back? Huh? Salakia, sir. If you read that,
the book of Genesis, chapter 37, verse 27. Come and let us sell him to the Ishmaelites.
Come and let us sell him to the Ishmaelites. This is the Judah, the so-called, you know what I'm saying, the so-called African-American saying, come, you know what I'm saying, and he's talking to his brethren, the rest of the blacks and Hispanics, the Latinos. Read.
And let not our hand be upon him.
And let our hand not be upon him. Mean, you know what I'm saying, like I said, means that they, you know what I mean, they're not going to slay, you know what I mean, they try to put blame on the Ishmaelites. Read on.
For he is our brother.
Go on.
And our flesh.
So he's our little brother and he's our flesh. They got the same father. Read on.
And his brethren were content.
And his brother was content. Another word for content was satisfied.
Right.
They were satisfied on what Judah said toward his younger brother. That's it. Let's go and sell our brother out. You know what I'm saying? Let's listen to Creflo Dollar, and so he can sell his younger brothers out. TD Jakes rhymes with TD Snakes.
That's right.
Around with TD snakes. You know what a snake is. Everybody want to know what a snake is. Don't mess with TD. Don't mess with TD. You know he's a snake. Let's go sell our brother out. These so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Indians, these so-called leaders. And they was content of selling you out to the highest bidder. Oh, I got to get that house. I got to get those shoes. I would sell my brother out for some shoes. I would sell my brother out for a nickel bag or a good pair of Timbs. I would do that. Read on, Baba Shaw. 28.
Verse 28. Then there passed by Midianites, merchants, Salakia, Midianites, merchant men, and they drew and lifted up Joseph out of the pit and sold Joseph to the Ishmaelites for 20 pieces of silver.
For how many pieces of silver?
20 pieces of silver.
Black leaders would sell you out for what? How many?
20 pieces of silver.
20 pieces of silver. So blacks, Hispanic, and Native Indians, our leadership would sell us out for 20 pieces of silver. 20 pieces. It's worth 20 pieces. That's how much, you know what I'm saying? That's how much we are worth on the market to these so-called black leaders. To these, you know what I mean? To these rich black leaders. They rich. They rich. And they've been selling us out since slavery time. You know what I'm saying? Since slavery time. Selling us out. Massa. Oh, Massa, Paratas are down there. Oh, you know, they're talking to them field Negroes. And you know, you need to go see what he's doing. He's over there with Officer Yala and young man Brian. He's over there see what he's doing. And Master said, good boy. Here go a couple pieces of silver.
Right.
Or so here goes some molasses. Thank you, Master. Thank you. Still to this day, there's nothing. This been going on. This is old news. It's been going on back in, you know what I'm saying, Joseph time. Right. Because it happened to Joseph. His brothers is doing this. So, you know, so blacks and Hispanics and Native Indians out to 20 pieces of silver. Where's the love at? Where was the love at? You know, where's the love at? There's no love. There's no kindly affection. There's no kindly affection. You know what I'm saying? Preferring one and another. There's none of that. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, blacks, Hispanic, Native Indians? You know, we've been selling each other out for too long. Too long. All right? Too long. Are you ready? This, you know what I'm saying? Right here, this book right here, this Bible. I'm letting you know, this Bible was only given to us. The reason why we've been beat down, the reason why we've been in this hell, because we have not been following the law, statute, and commandments. We have not been following our God, and we're being punished. Right. How long you want to stay punished in this hell? How long? We've been doing this way too long. We've been selling out our brothers way too long for some trinkets. For a little bit of trinkets. I know deep down, you want, you know what I'm saying? You want to be kindly and affectionate to one another. Yes, we say it on the block. We say it on Riverdale. We say it on School Street. We say it in Whitney Young. We say it on Orchard and Ashburton and Vineyard and Cliff Street, Morris and up and down YO. We say this. But being, you know what I'm saying? But loving your brother is an action. This is action. This is action right here. All right. Let me hold that Baba Shah. Go to 1 John 5:3. Because being, you know what I'm saying, having love, that's an action word. You know what I'm saying? I know we looking every day, we look for it. You know what I'm saying? We look towards the people that we grew up with. You know what I'm saying? We look towards the older brothers, you know what I'm saying, that's above us. You know what I'm saying? And we looking for this kindly affection. We looking for this. We looking for it, but we don't know how to. We don't know how to. Read it when you have it, Baba Shah.
This is 1 John chapter 5, verse 3.
All right.
For this is the love of God.
So this is the love of God, because even on the block, everybody said that they love God. So it's telling you what is the definition of love according to the Bible. Read.
That we keep his commandments.
That we what?
Keep his commandments.
Oh, we only do his commandments sometimes.
Keep his commandments.
No, only 50-50.
Keep his commandments.
Nah, I just want to do his commandments on Sunday.
Keep his commandments.
Read on.
And his commandments are not grievous.
And his commandment is what?
Are not grievous.
His commandment is hard to do.
Not grievous.
Not everybody can keep his commandments.
Not grievous.
Come on. You know what I mean? No, it's hard. You know what I'm saying? I can't keep it all.
And his commandments are not grievous.
And his commandments, in the Most High commandments, his commandments is not grievous. What is so grievous? Baba Shah, yes, sir.
That's a cut for packs of pork chop.
That's the Khan, sir. Yes, it is. That's the cut for Pastor Porcha. And make sure you pass the ham hocks too. Make sure you pass those ham hocks too. You know, because that ham hock is just so hard to let go. It's so hard to let go. But you know what he would let go? His wife. It's easy to let his wife go. You know what I'm saying? Even though, you know what I'm saying, she's a dragon, but she didn't do anything unlawful. But he's quick to leave. Forget that. You know what I'm saying? That's in the world. Forget that. Forget that. I'm out. I'm leaving that. I'm leaving that. His commandments is not grievous. His commandments say don't eat no pork. Hey, don't eat no pork. What is so hard to just putting down? You just putting down the pork. Just put it down and walking away for it. If you follow the Most High God, if you saying, you know what I'm saying, if you want to be kindly and affectionate to one another, this is the love of God, because it's a law. You have to be kindly affectionate to your brother and to your sister. You have to. That's the law. You know what I'm saying? That's the law. That's the law. That's what the Most High gave us. You have to be taught this. You ain't coming out the womb talking about I love my brother, I love my sister, I love my moms. You have to be taught this. You have to be taught this. In the scriptures, it's telling you that you have to do this. You know what I'm saying? Because if you say, if you love God and hate your brother, the Most High is calling you a liar. And the truth is not in you. I'm just paraphrasing that. That's what happened. Read on. Go back to Genesis chapter 37, verse 28. You have to prefer them. You know what I'm saying? We all over the world looking for, you know what I'm saying, looking for being kindly affectionate to one another. That is an action. That is an action word. But you have to be taught. Kindly affection, just because y'all grew up, you know what I'm saying, and grew up in the sandbox together, and y'all been doing dirt together, Then, yo, I've been doing, you know what I'm saying? He's been having my back for years. You know what I'm saying? He's a, you know what I'm saying? He's a down brother. He's down for whatever. Which means that, you know what I'm saying, he's gonna beat up, you know what I'm saying, beat up somebody's mother. He's gonna beat up somebody's pops. His old, you know what I'm saying, old man for a couple dollars. Because he's a down brother. And he's kind of affectionate to one another. No, he's not. No, he's not. No, he's not. No, he's not. Because when you turn your back, he's going to go up in your wife. That's what he's going to do. Because that's the worldly standards. That's the worldly standards. Read on.
And they brought Joseph into Egypt.
And they brought Joseph into Egypt. So they got him out the pit. You know what I'm saying? And his brothers, Judah, you know what I'm saying? Judah made, you know what I'm saying, talk, you know what I'm saying, talk these Ishmaelites into selling his younger brother. And they dragged him out the pit. And he went into Egypt. Now you got to think about how Joseph was feeling. Because you know, when he got out that pit, you don't think Joseph was fighting? Huh? You don't think it was fighting? Now I'm not adding to the scriptures, but look at this. He got out the what? He just got out the pit and said, yo, go ahead and take me. The brothers that he knew all his life, and he's like, yo, he can't believe it's going down like this. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. The stuff that you're doing is not new. It's not new. Selling each other out, beating each other up, stomping each other, you know what I'm saying, throwing them in it, slam them in the street, doing all these, all this filthiness and this stuff, this type of stuff that we learn from other nations. We've been beat down enough from our oppressor. Why we got to get beat down by each other? Why we have to get beat down by each other? Just because I'm not from the same block, I can't go into the store. Because I'm not from that block. People want to side-eye me because I'm not from that block because I want to go in the store and get a bag of chips. And when I come out the store, they're going to slap the chips out of my hand and probably stomp me out. This is the brotherly love that we show each other. This is the stuff, you know what I'm saying, that was done in the 80s when you went into the crack epidemic. I know everybody remember the crack epidemic. It was crazy. Look what we did back then, up until now. We learned that behavior. We learned that behavior. Sometimes you got to repent from those sins that we have been doing. You think all the dirt that you did in the past, you think that's in the past? No. If you ain't repenting, Lord be with you. Come up in the ISUPK and become a new man, a new sister. And stop thinking about yourself and being selfish and think about your brother. Think about your neighbor, because the only neighbor that you have is Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. But if that neighbor is not treating you the way that he want to be treated, he's going to sell you out into Egypt. He's going to look for a big profit. Read on.
Verse 29. And Reuben returned unto the pit.
Now, Salaki, sir. And Reuben returned unto the pit. Now, Reuben, this is the older brother. So Reuben talk, you know what I'm saying? Reuben before, because earlier, you know what I'm saying, his other brothers was going to slay him. They conspired against Joseph to slay him. So Reuben suggested, like, hey, let's not slay him. Let's just go to the wilderness and throw him in the pit. Then Reuben decided, yo, I'm gonna throw him in the pit. Then later on, I come back over here, get him out of the pit, and bring him back to his father. Now this is Reuben right here. Meanwhile, Reuben should have stood 10 toes down and hold down his younger brother. But guess the reason why he didn't hold down his younger brother? Because his brother was kind of, you know what I'm saying, probably was bragging. He got a new coat. You know, Pops is saying this is my, you know what I'm saying, this is my favorite son. He got regret. Instead of going to his brother, you know what I mean? And this is the older brother. This is Reuben. He should have known better. But he had grief in his heart, like the rest of his brothers. And these is brothers. They could have came together and showed some brotherhood and spoke about it on how they feel. They could have took it with their pops and spoke to his pops. And this is Jacob. His name would change to Israel. And Jacob would have known because he was the chosen seed. It's Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He would have understand. So on verse 29, and Reuben returned unto the pit. Read on.
And behold, Joseph was not in the pit.
Joseph was what?
Not in the pit.
Read on.
And he rent his clothes.
And Reuben ripped his clothes. He ripped his clothes. Like, oh, where's our little brother at? Where's our little brother? Now he's concerned. Now he's concerned. He's concerned about his little brother. All right, read on.
Verse 30. And he returned unto his brethren and said, the child is not.
So he's saying he's returned to his brothers. And he's saying the child is not. Well, pretty much he's saying, yo, where's my brother? Where is he? He's not in the pit. Now Reuben is upset. Reuben is upset. So he's looking, he don't know what to do. He do not know what to do. Read on.
And I, whither shall I go?
So he's saying, where shall I go? So he don't know which way to go look for his younger brother. And he's confused. Hold that. And let me get James chapter 1, verse 8. So Reuben returned unto the pit, and behold, Joseph was not in the pit, and he rendered his clothes. He ripped his clothes because he don't know what's going on, because his plan was to get his brother out the pit and bring it back, bring his younger brother back to his father. That was his plan. And in verse 30, and he returned unto his brethren, and he said, the child is not in the pit. Read on.
The book of James,
There you go.
chapter 1, verse 8. A double-minded man.
A what?
A double-minded man.
Reuben was what?
A double-minded man.
He should have stood 2 toes down. He was what?
A double-minded man.
Reuben was a double-minded man. Because at the beginning, Reuben should have stood 10 toes down and let his brother know this is wrong to do. Not try to sneak around and go around the back and try to get his brother out the pit. Now he's confused. He's ripping off his clothes. You know what I mean? He don't know where to go find him. He's a what?
A double-minded man.
Read on.
Is unstable in all his ways.
He was unstable in all his plans that he was trying to do. Unstable. That was Reuben. How many brothers and sisters out there is double-minded, confused, don't know where to go? Y'all hearing that? You know what I'm saying? Y'all hear how, ISUPK, y'all know how we speak. We speak about the Bible. We speak about the truth. Y'all know this is the truth. But guess, you're double-minded. You're double-minded. No, and unstable. Y'all hear the truth. Y'all hear it. But y'all being double-minded. Y'all being double-minded. Y'all don't know where to go because y'all been beat down. Y'all been beat down. Oh, let me go. I don't want to go this way because if I go this way, I have to straighten up. That being double-minded. Read on.
Verse 9.
Oh, Salaki, sir. Drop that. Go back to Genesis 37 and 29. Salaki, 37 and 30. So being double-minded man. So Reuben was a double-minded man. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians is double-minded, don't know where to go because we've been beat down into powder. We've been beat down into powder, and we don't know where to go. So we're going to stand over here. Then when we don't like that, we're going to stand over there. You know what I mean? We're going to put stumbling blocks in front of us because we want to be part of everything. Being a double-minded man. Whatever the pinnacle goes, that's where you go. That's where you go. That's how it is here in this kingdom. Double-mindedness. Whatever the wind blows, that's where they go. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Even this homosexuality, we can say that, right? Homosexuality? We can say that. That wasn't the thing to do. That wasn't popular in the streets, especially not on the block.
Right.
Especially not on the block. Ain't no brother, especially not in rap. Rap. One thing about rap, you know what I'm saying, hip hop, it was masculine. It was overwhelming masculine. Overwhelming. You know what I'm saying? That's how it was. And nobody wasn't hearing about no homosexuality. And if it was homosexual, that joint was literally underground. Literally. But look now. These rappers is double-minded. Double-minded. I do it for the money. I do it for profit. I do it for some few pieces of silver. You know? They stepped their silver game up and they got gold. But nevertheless, it's double-minded. So this, you know what I'm saying, this sexuality thing is being blown over here. And they down with it now. Because that's all they used to. They have no problem saying some derogatory, you know what I'm saying, statements about homosexuality. You know, that was literally parts of the lyrics. That was literally, what happened? What happened, rappers? What happened? What happened? Oh, you're double-minded. Whatever the wind blows, that's where you go. Wherever the wind blows, that's where you go. No 10 toes down. There's no more. There anybody out there in the rap, you know what I'm saying, in the hip-hop industry that's 10 toes down, say, yo, I don't care what you think. I'm going to say what I want to say. You know what I'm saying? Even you know what I'm saying? Even the rappers, you know, have had their lyrics change. No fight. You know what I'm saying? Do things like we do, start chicks like Hebrews. They cut that completely out. These so-called Jewish men. And meanwhile, it was a Jew who said that. If you don't know it or not, Kiss is a Jew. Now he's talking about himself, and he got some fake Jew telling him to cut this out of his music. He's a real Jew. He could talk about the Hebrew because he is one. But if he would have came in the ISUPK, that joint would have still be on the radio. He would have still be on the radio. He would have no problems with that. They cut, oh man, they leave and on the radio, you're hearing these songs, they leave all the explicit stuff saying, oh, I kill you, I do this, I kill my brother, I make whores out of my sister. But then the Hebrew part comes in, then the music goes on. Incredible. Read on, Baba Salakia.
Verse 31. And they took Joseph's coat and killed the kid of the goats and dipped the coat in the blood. Verse 32.
Oh, So read that again, Salakia.
Verse 31. And they took Joseph's coat and killed a kid of the goats and dipped the coat in the blood.
So the coat that their father gave to Joseph, because they ripped it right off him before they threw him in the pit. They ripped that coat off him. This is Joseph's favorite coat because they came from his father. His father gave him this coat. So you know what I'm saying. So now now they trying to do the cover up. Now they try to do a cover up, and there's no brotherhood in this. There's no brotherhood in this at all. So now his older brothers is doing the cover up and try to cover up. You know what I'm saying? Try to cover up their bloody scene. Read on.
Verse 32. And they sent the coat of many colors, and they brought it to their father.
So the coat that their father gave to Joseph, you know what I mean? His father made this coat for him, gave this coat for him, and Joseph wore it, you know what I'm saying, honorably. He was wearing that coat honorably, and his brothers was grieved with envy. But you know what I'm saying? And grieved with envy. So instead in talk, you know what I'm saying, instead in talking to their father, you know what I'm saying, or talking to Joseph, they just stayed there in their anger about the coat. Even though, you know what I'm saying, Joseph was probably flossing and say, oh, I got a coat, you know what I mean? I got this coat, you know what I mean? Pops gave me this coat looking good, you know? You know how Israel is. We love to floss and we love to hate at the same time. Not big up, you know what I'm saying, the younger, but yo, that's a cool coat. I got to give me one of those. Nah, they was there, grieved with envy on this coat. They hated his coat. They hated that coat because it reminded them of what Joseph, his connection with his father. And like I said, Joseph was probably flossing hard. You know what I mean? Flossing hard in his young ignorance. He was young. You know what I mean? He was young. And Reuben should have pulled him to the side and say, hey, come on, young man. You know what I mean? Don't be flossing too hard, you know what I mean? Pull him to the side. You know what I'm saying? Pull him to the side and should have just talked to him. Should have just talked to him. Matter of fact, hold that please, and let me get Leviticus chapter 19, verse 17. Because Reuben, the older brother, should have went to him, just let him know what's up. If you haven't, can you read it, Baba Shah, please? So I'm gonna get Leviticus chapter 19, verse 17. So that's what Reuben should have done.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 19, verse 17.
Read.
Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart.
Thou shalt what?
Not hate thy brother in thine heart.
Thou shalt not hate your brother in thy heart. Reuben and his brothers was hating on him. Was hating in their heart. Now, heart only pumps blood. The Christian church and the Catholic church, Muslim mosque, Scientology, Protestant, doesn't matter. Y'all all Christians. Christians really think that this, you know what I'm saying, the hate is in your heart, literally. They really think the heart that, you know what I'm saying, what's pumping in your chest, hates. Hearts mean your mind. That's what it means. In the Bible, it means your mind. So it says, thou shalt not hate thy brother, your brother, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, and in thy heart. You should never hate your brother in your heart or in your mind. Never. In spite of. If you can't get over it, call, you know what I'm saying? Go to ishupk.com, call the number that's close to your location, and call that number, and we will straighten that right out. And we will help you get over that hump. We would definitely help you get over that hate of your brother, that hate of your mother, that hate of your father, that hate of your sister. your aunts and your uncles. We'll help you get over that because you can't do it alone. You've been trying to get over it for the past 40 years. Don't you think it's time for a change? Don't you think it's time to come back to these laws, statutes, and commandments, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians?
That's right.
To get over that hate of your brother, of your sister? Read on.
Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor.
Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor. That means, you know what I'm saying? In no wise rebuke thy neighbor, because rebuke means, criticize sharply. You know what I'm saying? Show sharp criticism to the person who's doing wrong. But this is letting you know the person is trying to do right. So you don't, and in no way, you don't rebuke him. You just say, hey, brother, you know what I'm saying? Just, just slow down on that. You know what I'm saying? Here go my number. If you feel, you feel a certain way that, that you're trying to get off certain things, call me. I'll help you with that. That type of, that type of, in no wise rebuke. You know, your language is seasoned with salt. And yeah, bro, you know what I mean? Oh, you cut, you cut that, you were smoking 2 packs and you cut it down to 1 pack. Well done. That's a fight. That's a fight. You're winning. Let's see that we can get it down to a half a pack. Let's see that. You really think that person can do it alone? Because anytime, that person walk past other smokers, that's a fight. But the person who's fighting is following the law, statutes, and commandments. The Most High got your back. And you've proven to the Most High that you can fight this demon. Read on.
And not suffer sin upon him.
Not what?
Suffer sin upon him.
Not what?
Suffer sin upon him.
I hate my brother.
Suffer sin upon him.
Oh, I wish something happened to him.
Suffer sin upon him.
I wish he don't wear that coat that I hate.
Suffer sin upon him.
I wish he don't suffer sin upon your brother. Suffer sin upon your brother mean, you know what I'm saying? Suffer sin upon him mean, don't say, oh, I wish that brother died. I wish I could kill that brother. I wish something happens to that brother or that sister. You suffering sin upon that brother or sister. In Leviticus chapter 19, verse 17, it says, thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor. Who is your neighbor? Huh? Who's your neighbor? Sir?
Your brother.
Your brother, which is blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians. Those is the only neighbors you have. I have to keep on going on. Y'all know this. You know Tito right down the hall. Miss Sanchez up the, up the block. Miss Williams down the block. Come on. And you in these names that I call, they all slave names.
Right.
They're all slave names. With our oppressor beating to us. Beaten to us. We know the history. We know the history. Your name is not Jonathan. Some oppressor in Europe name is Jonathan. That's a European name. Oh, Hernandez. Hernandez, well, for real? Where you from, DR? What? That sounds like a Spaniard name to me. That name came out of Spain. Why do you got oh yeah, that's right. Because you've been beat down and you was forced to take this name. Now we loving this name. Now we loving this name. Now, you know what I'm saying? Now we hate our brother, which saying in the laws of this Bible right here, saying, thou shalt not hate your brother in thy heart. Thou shalt know in no wise rebuke thy neighbor. Blacks, Hispanic, Indians, don't rebuke your neighbor. You know what I'm saying? Just talk to you know what I'm saying? Just talk to your neighbor. All cool and collective. You don't got it. Oh, you doing wrong, this and that. Meanwhile, your neighbor's trying to change himself. Change yourself. And you beating her down even more. Beating him down even more. Come on. And guess what? You the person that need to be rebuked. And not suffer sin upon your brother. It says, don't sin upon him. Don't wish, oh, I wish that you was dead. I wish she just get hit by a car. This is us. This is just what we do. Because this is a learned behavior. And we're learning this from our oppressor. This is old news. We've been doing this for so long. We normalize this. We need to stop normalizing this type of behavior. We need to stop normalizing this type of behavior. Because blacks and Hispanics and Native Indians supposed to be on top. Because we the only people on this planet that has a God. Everybody got a bunch of wood, a bunch of stones. But we, in this book, blacks, Hispanic, Native, we only got the, you know what I'm saying, the one true God. Nobody else. Nobody else. And we the only one that's suffering the curses in this Bible, the punishment by the Most High, because we don't want to follow the Most High God, law, statutes, and commandments, which is not grievous at all. It's not grievous being nice and courteous and brotherly and kind and prefer one another and honor. That's not how, is that grievous? Is that grievous? Just being kind to your brother, not next door neighbor. Yo, I got some extra food, brother. Do you want some food? How is that hard? How is that hard? That's not hard at all. Helping your brother out. And it's not helping him out on the left hand, you know what I'm saying, on the left hand side. You know what I'm saying? Because we know a lot of brothers and sisters, that's in this, you know what I'm saying, time and age, they think by you lying to your man's wife, because you was out whoring, and he going to set you up to lie for him. And guess what? He's not going to ask you. She's just going to call your house, and you don't know anything about it. You think he's with his wife, but he put you in a position to lie for him. And guess what he's going to say? Yo, good looking. You know what I mean? Good looking for being a good brother. He's telling you being a good brother. Meanwhile, you lie. He put you in a position to lie to his wife because he wanted to be out with the whores. This is real life. This is going on now. And they will pound each other up for that. That's on the left-hand side. That's on the left-hand side. Instead of being on the right-hand side, say, yo, listen up. I don't know where your husband at, period. And you ain't supposed to be calling my house. I don't know where your husband at. Hang up the phone. And you got to call that brother up and say, yo, don't never put me in a position like that. Because I'm not a liar. You're supposed to say, you're a coward. You're lying to your wife. If you have to lie to somebody, you're a coward. If you have to lie to your wife, oh man, you're a coward. You're a coward. Stand 10 toes down. You know why you're a coward? Because you're a liar. You're a liar anyway. You've been lying all your life. You've been deceitful all your life. You want You want to lie to your baby, to your daughter's mother, but you don't want nobody to, but you don't want nobody to lie to your daughter. What type of concept is this? And this is the stuff that we're learning from our oppressor. This is the stuff that we're learning from our oppressor. So it says here in Leviticus chapter 19, verse 17, thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart. Thou shalt in no wise rebuke thy neighbor, because the only neighbor that you have is blacks and Latinos and Native Indians, and not suffer sin upon him. And what did Reuben and his brothers did? They hated him, they rebuked him, and they suffered sin upon him at the same time. And what we doing on the block? What we doing in Yonkers? What we doing in Manhattan? What we doing in Newburgh? What we doing in Maryland, in Philly, in Chicago, in Detroit? We suffering sin upon our brother. Baba Shah, can you go back to Genesis chapter Salakia? There we go. Chapter 37, verse 31. And this will probably be my last scripture.
The book of Genesis, chapter 37, verse 31. And they took Joseph's coat.
And they took Joseph's coat, the one that he enjoyed, the one that his father gave him, that he was flossing around his brothers. And his brothers was hating him. Read.
And killed the kid of the goats.
And killed the king of the goats, meaning killed the little goat. Read.
And dipped the coat in the blood.
And they was dipping all in blood. Dipping that coat that he got from his father that they hated in blood. Read.
Verse 32. And they sent the coat of many colors, and they brought it to their father.
And they sent the coat of many colors, because it was flossed out, and they brought it to their father. Read on.
And said, this have we found. Know now whether it be thy son's coat or not.
Oh, man. So they asking the father that gave Joseph this coat, and his coat is dipped in blood, and they asking his father, know now whether it be thy son's coat or no. Now, you know the father know that this is his coat, right? He made it for his son. Oh, Salakia, sir. My father gave me a, you know what I'm saying, gave me clothes. And I remember this hat that he gave me. That hat, I would never take that hat off, Salakia. And I'm a grown man. I'm a grown man with this hat. Yeah, I had that hat for so long. It was just the band. Everything that hat was tore up. I just had the band on it. You know what I mean? The band, because I didn't want to let that hat go, because I got it from my father. Me and my father, you know what I'm saying? Me and my father had a relationship. You know what I mean? And I was, it just had the little band and the little pulley. That's it. The hat was tore up, ripped to pieces. But oh man, I was upset that I had to let that hat go. Because it was over. It was over. Until the wheels fell off. So, you know what I mean? So the father know, because he even saw me with that hat on every day. And I was a grown man. You know what I'm saying? I'm in my mid-20s. You know, and I would not let that go, you know. And you got to think about when the father give his son something. You know what I'm saying? That sentimental value right there. And the son knows. The son knows. You know what I mean? And the father knows. Read on. Oh, so it's like right here. Matter of fact, hold that. Matter of fact, yeah. Salakia, sir. Go to the next one, 33. Salakia.
Verse 33. And he knew it and said, it is my son's coat.
And his what?
It is my son's
Of
coat.
course he know that's his son's coat. Of course he know. And his sons came to him and said, this is what we found, dipped in blood. Read on.
An evil beast hath devoured him.
A what?
An evil beast hath devoured him.
His older brother said what to their father?
An evil beast hath devoured him.
Read on.
Joseph is without doubt rent in pieces.
Joseph's in what?
Is without doubt rent in pieces.
Oh, this is what they said to their father about their younger brother. Hold that, please. Go to Deuteronomy chapter 5, verse 16, and this will be my last scripture. Because they letting you know, and then I'm gonna read this. And he knew it, and said, "It is my son's coat." He know the coat, and he's looking at it when it's drenched in blood. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Why our coat is dripped in blood? All our coats is dripped in blood by our brother, but mostly overall by the oppressor. He dipped our blood in coat and lied about it. The so-called First Nation people killed millions and lie about it. They just had President Day a couple of days ago. Well, matter of fact, President Day was what? Yesterday, right? Slovakia? Yesterday. Andrew Jackson. The Trail of Tears? Horrendous. And they lie about it.
Right.
Oh, they are some liars. They are the subtitle beasts. They lied about yes, sir.
Savages.
They are savages. They the real savages, you know that.
That's right.
Oh, because remember, you have to prove that you're a savage.
Right.
Oh, they the best provers. Oh, they let you know. Oh, they let you know that they get it in. You know, they get it in. And they do, and I always say, they do everything before they do peace. They do everything before they do peace. They would slaughter you and call it Thanksgiving.
Right.
Call it Thanksgiving. You know, they would change. They would change nations of people, change their name, you know what I'm saying, their heritage and everything, and call them the Williams, the Jacksons, the Kings. You know what I'm saying? The Lauries, you know what I'm saying? The Ortiz. Oh, man. You know what I'm saying? The Mendez, the Samuel. It's hard to pronounce. Got a brother named Samuel. But anyway, they would change that whole atmosphere. Read if you have it, read Deuteronomy chapter 5, verse 16.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 5, verse 16. Honor thy father.
Read again.
Honor thy father and thy mother.
Honor thy father and thy mother. Are we honoring our fathers and mothers? Our fathers and mothers say, make sure you be home at 10. And we're not at home at 10. Our fathers and mothers say, hey, make sure you clean up the kitchen, and we're not cleaning up the kitchen. Listen to what I'm saying. Those things are hard to do. Read on.
As the Most High thy power hath commanded thee.
As the Most High thy power hath commanded thee. It say, honor thy father and thy mother, as the Most High thy power hath commanded thee. Which, you know what I'm saying, for teacher purposes, it say, as the Lord and thy God have commanded thee, have commanded you, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. This is a law. You know what I'm saying? The Most High, that God says, honor your mother and father, honor your father and mother. This is a commandment. But we don't do that. You know why we don't do that? Because we're following behind this oppressor. And this oppressor will kill their mother and father for some money, for the heritage. You know they do. That's how they get down. Read on.
That days may be prolonged.
That days may be prolonged. So if you honor your father and your mother as the Most High commanded thee, their days will be prolonged. Your days will be prolonged. You know why it's prolonged? Because you know when you're having a good time, you don't realize how long it been. You know, when you're having a good time, you don't realize how long it been. Read on.
And that it may go well with thee.
And that might go well with you. So your mother and father's in their old age, and they still having a good time. You're still having a good time with them. That's what that means. It say prolong, and that it may go well with you. That's what thee means, with you. But right here, it shows, you know what I'm saying, Reuben and his brothers did not honor their father or their mother. They done told a lie. They done lie. They done lie because they're cowards. They was cowards on the acts that they did. The blacks, Hispanics, and the Native Indians. How long you going to be a coward? How long you going to be a liar? Huh? How long you going to lie to yourself and to others? You know what I'm saying? To your wife, to your husband. How long you going to be? And on top of that, you love God. No, we have to stop this. It's time for a change. It's time for something different. We've been doing this far too long. Come into ISUBK, come into this body, and we would teach you this stuff because you have to be taught again. You don't know anything. You're still lying and cheating, you know what I'm saying? And selling out your people. You're still doing this. That's not brotherly. That's not brotherly. Let me get one more scripture. I'm gonna give one more scripture. Let me go back to Romans chapter 12, verse 10. Let me get that, please. Baba Shah. Read it when you have it. And I'm gonna leave you off with this. Read. Romans chapter 12, verse 10. I'm gonna leave you with this one right here. Because this is what blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians or First Nation people need this. We need to start practicing this. And this is not grievous to do. This is not grievous to do. And if we do this, we be out this hell. We'll be out this hell. We come back to this Bible. Because this Bible is only written to us. Read.
The book of Romans, chapter 12, verse 10. Be kindly affection.
Be what?
Be kindly affection.
Be kindly in affection. Read.
One to another.
To what?
One to another.
To blacks?
One to another.
Hispanics?
One to another.
First Nation people?
One to another.
Read.
Ghost tribe of Judah. With brotherly love.
With what?
With brotherly love.
Blacks? Brotherly.
With brotherly love.
Hispanics?
With brotherly love.
The First Nation people?
With brotherly love.
Read.
Ghost tribe of Judah. And honor, preferring one another.
And honor, preferring blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. It will be an honor. And the Most High God, you know what I'm saying? It will be an honor to prefer one another with brotherly love. That's right. Shalom, Israel. My name is Priest and Officer Paratazar of 50 out of Yonkers. This is ISUPK, started off in 1 West 125th Street under Commander General Yahana. And since 1968, we've been teaching the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians that they are the chosen people of this Bible. You know what I'm saying? ISUPK be kindly and affection to one another with brotherly love and honor, preferring one another. That's 1 West right there. Under Commander General Yohana. So with that, shalom, Salakia. Shalom, Yahbashim Yahshua Rakadam to the brothers. Shalom, Shemo Adam Bashim Yahshua to the sisters. And I'm going to pass the class over to priest and officer Yahwasap Yahla.
Clap it up for the class. All right, Israel. Y'all know the vibes. Shalom.
Shalom.